LeBron James versus James Harden. If you have somewhat knowledge about the NBA, then you know LeBron James, James Harden, Stephen Curry, Anthony Davis, etc. They are some of the elite players of the NBA, which stands for the National Basketball Association. The names that we have taken are actually in the top list of the most popular NBA players right now, according to the Bleachers report. For your information, Bleacher is a provider of the most authentic and reliable news in the world of sports. So today in this video, we're going to take a look at two of the most famous basketball players, LeBron James and James Harden, and we're going to discuss their careers up until today. LeBron James. LeBron Raymond James was born on the 30th of December, 1984 in Akron, Ohio, the United States. LeBron has always enjoyed basketball since childhood. When he was at the age of 9, he was introduced to an organized basketball game. He was recruited by St. Vincent St. Mary High School to join their basketball team in 1999. Overall, James scored 2,657 points, 892 rebounds, and 523 assists during his 4 years there. James was named Ohio's Mr. Basketball High School Player of the Year 3 times, while leading Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's High School to 3 Ohio State championships in his 4 years in the team. He became a national media sensation in his junior year after appearing on the cover of Sports Illustrated, where he was billed by the magazine as the Chosen One. As a high school sophomore, James was chosen for the USA Today All-USA First Team. He was the first sophomore ever selected for this award. His team also won the Division III state title for the second year in a row. James was named Parade Magazine's High School Boys Basketball Player of the Year and Gatorade Player of the Year. James Harden. James Edward Harden Jr. was born on August 26, 1989 in Los Angeles, California. By the time he first tried out for the boys basketball team at Artesia High School in nearby Lakewood, Harden stood a relatively modest 6'1" and was hampered by bouts of asthma. However, he immediately impressed his coaches with his game instincts, and after sprouting a few inches, he became one of the top players in the nation. During James Harden's sophomore year at Artesia High School, he reached an average of 13.2 points, while Artesia went to 18.8 points. Harden improved his junior year to 18.8 points and led Artesia to the California State title. During his final year, Artesia once again claimed the California State, averaging the same points of 18.8. Pump and run elite success at the 2006 Las Vegas Adidas Super 64 Championship. During his freshman year at Arizona State University, Arizona State was picked to finish 9th in the Pac-10 Conference. At the end of Harden's freshman year, he was named to the first-team All-Pac-10 and Conference All-Freshman team. In his sophomore year, he appeared on many preseason All-American lists. LeBron James, Cleveland Cavaliers, 2003-2010. With his impressive record, it was no surprise that James was the first player picked in the 2003 NBA draft straight out of high school. The Cleveland Cavaliers signed the powerful young forward, and he proved to be a valuable addition to the then struggling franchise, and at the end of his regular season, he had averaged 20.9 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 5.9 assists per game. James continued to excel professionally in the NBA the following season, upping his average point per game to 27.2. During his 2000-2008 season, James maintained an exceptionally good performance, scoring an average of 30 points per game. This placed him ahead of rival star players such as Kobe Bryant and Allen Iverson. Miami Heat, 2010-2014. Shortly after becoming a free agent, James announced that he would be joining the Miami Heat for the 2010-2011 season. His fans in Cleveland were less than pleased, and many considered his departure a betrayal to his hometown. Unfazed, James finished second in the league during his first season with the Heat, scoring 26.7 points per game. The Heat won 2 consecutive NBA championships with LeBron having a big part in both of them. Cleveland Cavaliers, 2014-2018. In July of 2014, James announced that he'd be returning to the Cavaliers. Facing injuries, LeBron missed 13 out of the 82 games in the 2014-2015 season. He, however, dominated with an average of 25.3 points, 6 rebounds, and 7.4 assists per game. During the 2015-2016 season, James led his team to win the city's first professional sports title in 52 years, breaking the Cleveland sports curse. During the 2017-2018 NBA season, James was sent out for the first time in his 1,082 career appearances for yelling at a referee. Los Angeles Lakers, 2018 to present. On July the 1st, he announced his decision of signing a 4-year, $153.3 million contract with the Los Angeles Lakers. Public relations this time around his announcement was more approving this time around. National team. James competed on the U.S. Olympic basketball team during the 3 Summer Olympic Games in 2004, 2008, and 2012. James made his Olympic debut at the 2004 Summer Games in Athens, Greece. He and his teammates won bronze medals after defeating Lithuania. James Harden, Oklahoma City Thunder, 2009 to 2012. Harden, who was the Oklahoma City Thunder 3rd overall pick at the 2009 NBA Draft, had an impressive debut season in the NBA. By 2011 and 2012, he was an integral part of a team that also featured superstar scorers Kevin Durant and Westbrook. In the 2010-2011 season, he registered double figures in all appearances in the season except in 4 games. The Oklahoma City Thunder attempted to sign Harden of a 4-year contract valued between $52 and $55 million during the free agency period, which Harden admitted that he was given too little time to consider the offer. Houston Rockets, 2012 to present. Following the failure of his contract extension with Oklahoma City Thunder, Harden was traded to the Houston Rockets on October 27, 2012. Harden signed a 5-year contract extension worth $80 million with the Rockets. Since joining the Rockets before the 2012-13 season, Harden has emerged as one of the top players in the NBA. In the early months of 2014-2015 season, Harden was an MVP contender, but finished second behind Stephen Curry in the NBA MVP voting. The 2015-2016 campaign was also a favorable season for Harden, setting career marks in 29 points, 7.5 assists, and 6.1 rebounds. Harden signed a 4-year contract extension worth $118 million on July 9, 2016 with the Houston Rockets in the 2016-2017 NBA campaign. National team. Harden was part of the USA national team that claimed gold at the London 2012 Olympics and also a member of the U.S. basketball team that claims the 2014 FIBA Basketball World Cup in 2014. Accomplishments. LeBron James. At the end of his first regular season, LeBron was named the NBA Rookie of the Year. He was the first Cavalier to receive this award. He also became the youngest player at only 20 years old to receive this honor. James, averaging 20 points per game at this time, became one of only 3 rookies to accomplish this feat, putting him in the same company as Michael Jordan and Oscar Robertson. In 2005, James made history when he became the youngest player ever to score more than 50 points in a game. James was selected for the NBA All-Star Game for the first time in 2005 and would go on to earn a spot in the annual showcase in each of the next 15 seasons. In 2015-2016 season, his outstanding performance led him to be voted the Finals MVP. He was also chosen for the NBA Most Valuable Player 4 times. James Harden. His impressive debut season in the NBA earned him a place in the NBA All-Rookie Second Team. In 2013 NBA All-Star Weekend, Harden was selected as a reserve, marking his first All-Star selection. In the 2012-2013 campaign, Harden was the only Houston Rocket to earn Player of the Week honors 3 or more times in a season. He was also the 7th player in the Houston Rockets' history to earn All-NBA recognition. Harden was named as a reserve in the 2014 All-Star Game. He was also named Western Conference Player of the Week twice. At the onset of the 2017-2018 season, Harden signed a 4-year contract extension with the Rockets on July the 8th, worth about $160 million, which gave him a total 6-year deal with a guaranteed $228 million, the richest deal in the NBA. He was the NBA's most valuable player of 2018. Net worth. LeBron James. LeBron James has a net worth of $480 million, and every year he earns around $40 million in salary from the NBA and roughly $55 million from endorsements. In December 2015, LeBron signed a lifetime endorsement deal with Nike that ultimately could be worth more than $1 billion. It's the very first lifetime deal Nike has ever offered and reportedly the largest deal in the company's history. James Harden. James Harden has a net worth of $165 million and has an annual salary of $40 million. After his contract with Nike ran out, Harden signed a $200 million deal with Adidas. By the end of his contract, his total career earnings when you combine salary and endorsements will be worth $560 million. Position: LeBron James. Part of LeBron James' prowess as a power forward is that he's taller, faster, and more aggressive than other power forwards in the NBA, but he also is able to play all the positions on the court when needed. When LeBron started with the Lakers, they opted to have him play point guard. James Harden. Standing 6'5", Harden is the ideal size for a shooting guard, his normal position. However, he's also known for his dribbling and passing abilities, attributes best suited for the point guard position. If you like this video, be sure to like it, and for more videos like this, subscribe and also make sure to press the bell icon. Until next time, goodbye.